Okay, so hello everyone. In this video, we will be discussing about the compound interest. So the compound interest is taken based on the principal amount and the accumulated interest on the previous years. So we will focus mainly on this formula. We have A is equal to P times the quantity of 1 plus R over N raised to N times T. A here, this denotes the total value. P denotes the principal amount. R denotes the rate of interest, which is given in percentage, but you have to convert that one into its decimal form. And here, this is the number of times the money is compounded. And T here, this denotes the number of years. Take note, when the money is compounded annually, then the value of your N is 1. If semi-annually, then the value is 2. If this is weekly, then the value is 52. If quarterly, then the value is 4, since there are 4 quarters in a year. If monthly, then this is given by 12, and if it is daily, then this is 365. You have to remember all of the possible values of n depending of the number of times it is compounded. For example, find the interest earned on 15,000 pesos for 1 year at 7% interest compounded semi-annually and quarterly. So we have two solutions in here, but we'll be using the same formula. For number one, you have here A is equal to P times 1 plus R over N raised to N times T. Given our principal amount, that is 15,000, okay? 15,000 times 1 plus the rate of interest 7% converted into decimal form, that becomes 0.07 all over the number of times it is compounded. Since this is semi-annually, then the value of our n will be 2 semi-annually. So this is 2 raised to 2 times 1. Wow, this is good for 1 year lang man. Now, let us simplify. So this is 15,000 times 1 point. We have to reduce this one, 0.07 divided by 2. That gives us 0.035 plus 1. So that is 1.035 raised to 2. Now, using your calculator or your scientific calculator, we have here 1 point, for a while. 1.035 times 1.035. This gives us 1.071225 times 15,000. That gives us 16,068.375. 16,068.375. So this will be the total value that will be given back to you after 1 year of investing um, 15,000 pesos given the rate of interest, which is 7%. Now, if you do have in here like exponentials, or if you have to multiply a particular base 7 times, 10 times, and so on and so forth, it will be a lot easier if you do have with you your scientific calculator, because all you have to do is to click the base and the exponent, then voila, you will have your answer. Now, for number two, still the same formula. A is equal to P times 1 plus R over N raised to N times T. So the principal amount, that's 15,000. You have here 1 plus the rate of interest divided by N quarterly. So our N in here is 4, right? The rate of interest 0.07, the same on the other one. They only differ on the number or the value of N, since this is compounded quarterly. So N is 4 raised to 4 times 1. Now, this gives us 15,000 times 0.07 divided by 4. That is 0.175 plus 1. This gives us 1.0, for a while, 1.00175. 1.0175 raised to 4. So let's just type this one in our calculate in our digital calculator. So we have 1.0175. It will be a lot easier if you do have with your scientific calculator. 1.0175 raised to 4. Okay, the value is this multiplied by 15,000. 15,000. Okay, the answer is 16,077.885. 16,077.885. 16,077.885. So you can see the difference in here if you will be compounding your money semi-annually or quarterly. Next, we do have in here another example. Find the compound amount of 2,000 pesos invested for 1 year at 5% compounded quarterly. So the principal amount, that's 2,000. The year, that's 1. The rate of interest, that is 5% or 0.05, and we have in here the value of our n is 4 since this is compounded quarterly. Now using the same formula, a is equal to p times 1 plus r over n raised to n times t. We will then substituting our values. P, that is 2,000. You have here 1 plus the rate of interest 0.05 all over the number of times it is compounded quarterly. So we will be using 4 again. And then we have in here 4 times 1. So 2,000 times 1 plus, let's just remove the addition. We'll have the final answer directly. So 0.05 divided by 4, that's 0.0125 plus 1. So that is 0.0125. 1.0125 raised to 4. So using again our digital calculator, you have 1.0125 raised to 4. That gives us the answer 1.05 something multiplied by our principal amount, which is 2,000, giving us 2,181.89. So this is 2,101.89. So we will stick on two digits after the decimal point. Next, we have another example. Determine the compound amount and interest of 14,500 invested at 11% compounded semi-annually. So the principal amount, that's 14,500. The rate of interest, that's 11% or 0.11. The time is given by 5 years, and the number of conversion or the times it is compounded is semi-annually. So we have n is 2. Now p is 14,500. Rate of interest is 11% or 0.11. N is semi-annually, so this gives us 2, and then we have in here our T is 5. Now we will be using the same formula. A is equal to P times 1 plus R over N raised to N times T. After writing down the formula, you need to substitute its values. So the principal amount here is 14,500. We have here 1 plus the rate of interest 0.11 divided by n, which is 2 raised to 2 times 5. Okay. 14,500. Then you have 0.11 divided by 2. 0.11 divided by 2, that gives us 0.055 plus 1. So that's 1.055 raised to 2 times 5. That gives us 10. Now, we need to simplify this one by using our digital calculator. So you have 1.055 raised to 10. This will give us 1.70 something times the principal amount, which is 14,500. 14, oh, I forgot. Let's do it again. Times 14,000. Am I doing it right? Okay, that's 1.7 times 14,500 This gives us 24,768.09. So the final answer, the total amount is 24,768 point, well, 24,768.09. This will be the total amount. But the problem in here tells us to look for the compound amount, which is 24,768.09, and the interest. So to get the interest, same thing that we did in the simple interest, all you have to do is to subtract, no? So to look for the interest, you have in here A minus P. For A in here, that's 24,768.09. Our P in here, that's 14,500. So subtracting this two, you have 24,768.09 minus 14,500. This gives us the answer 10,268.09. So that is how you will be computing, or you will be solving problems involving compound interest. Now we'll have another example. Anna borrowed 11,300 from Amy at 15% interest compounded monthly for 18 months. How much will Amy receive at the end of the term? So, how much will Amy receive at the end of the term? This focuses on the total amount. No? Same formula, A is equal to P times 1 plus R over N raised to N times T. Here, the principal amount is 11,300. The rate of interest, that's 15% or 0.15. You have to convert the percentage into its decimal form for you to be able to easily calculate, no? Or to compute for the the total amount. Now we have in here the time, that's 18 months. So the standard is years, so we have to convert this one into years by dividing 12, which will give us 18 divided by 12. Since there are 12 months in a year, man, that gives us 1.5. And for the number of times it is compounded monthly. So monthly, that means the value of our n in here is 12. Now we already have the necessary values. The next thing that we will be doing is to substitute its values. The principal amount, that is 11,300 times 1, plus our r here, that's 0.15, our n, that is 12 raised to, we have an our n, that's 12 times the time that is given by 1.5. Okay, let us try simplifying this one. We have 11,300 times 1 plus this digit. So 0.15 divided by 12. Okay, 0.15 divided by 12. This gives us 1.0125 plus 1. So that is 1.0125 raised to. We have 12 times 1.5. The product is 18. So this is a bigger number. Now you will be using your scientific calculator to evaluate this one over your digital calculator, which we have in here, which is available, no, using the internet na lang or the search engine. So that's 1.025. Is it 1.025? 1.0125. 1.0125 raised to 18. Okay, that's the value multiplied by 11,300. Okay, the total amount is 14,131. That is 14,131.52. This will be the total amount that Amy will receive after 18 months. Okay, another example. How much will be invested to accumulate 87,000 at the end of 6 years if money earns 9% interest rate, compounded quarterly? So we will be looking for the principal amount in here. Now, for the principal amount, we can use this formula. For our principal amount, where is P? P. P. Okay. The principal amount. Okay, that's P is equal to F. I forgot. How much will be invested to accumulate 87,000 pesos at the end of 6 years? A is given by, okay, we can use this formula. E is equal to F times 1 plus I raised to negative N, or we can just use the formula, the one that we have been using consistently. That's A is equal to P times 1 plus R over N raised to N times T. Okay, so the accumulated amount or the total amount is 87,000, which will be substituted to A. Our principal amount, this is what we are looking for, so let's keep it that way. You have here 1 plus the rate of interest, 9%, converting that 1 into its decimal form, so that is 0.09 all over the number of times it is compounded since quarterly month, so this is 4. Now you have here 4 times the number of years, which is 6. Okay, now we have 87,000, which is given by P times. You have 1 plus 0.09. So let's begin with the quotient. 0.09 divided by 4. That's 0.0225 plus 1. So that gives us 1.0225 raised to 4 times 6. Oh my god, that's 4 times 6. That gives us 24. Okay, we have here 87,000 is equal to 1.0225 raised to 24. 1.0225 raised to 24. That gives us 1.705. Okay, let's just approximate. Let's stick to, let's say, two digits after the decimal point. So from 1.75 something, this will lead us to 1.71. Okay, 1.71 p. Now we need to get the value of p, so we will be dividing both sides by 1.71. Or if you want to get a more accurate answer, you can just copy the entire numbers in here. Okay, so this gives us 87,000 divided by 1.71. The answer is 50,877.19. 50,877.19. This will be our principal amount. So approximately, since ground off man na siya nato. This is approximately. Okay, that's it. And let's give credit again to the owner of the slide share that I am sharing with you. Now, if you do have questions or suggestions, you can write it down in the comment section. Thank you so much.